John Farrell with the Farrell Law Firm. Today we're going to answer questions from the internet about estate planning, but first make sure you subscribe to the channel. We put out new videos almost every day, and make sure you hit the like button because hey, every like helps. John Farrell with the Farrell Law Firm. To tell you a little bit about myself, I'm the author of Estate Planning for the Modern Family, and was recently voted one of the top 2 lawyers here in Cobb County, along with the law firm being voted one of the top 2 law firms here in Cobb County, Georgia. Today, we're going to answer questions from the internet about estate planning. The first question we have is from Julius Caesar at Ides of March 315, a good Twitter handle. And he asked, did I have an estate plan? Well, that's an interesting question, Julius, as you would know that you did, but the interesting part about your estate is what you decided to do with it and the people you left it to. There's a twist here, so you want to stick around to the end. You probably know that Julius Caesar passed away on March 15th, which is now known as the Ides of March. Saying that he passed away is really not being honest, though, as we all know he was murdered on that day. But Julius had the forethought to prepare a last will and testament before he passed away. While a copy of his will hasn't survived, we are able to parse together the will from the readings of other people from the time, namely Mark Antony. Julius's will had some very important provisions in it, and let's go over a couple of them. First, he gave away money to every Roman citizen, which was somewhat of a goodwill gesture, as he had governed them for many years. In today's terms, it was roughly $5,500, so just imagine that. Now, second, he left funds to ensure his properties, including his gardens, would be maintained following his passing, and funds to establish a public library that would be accessible to every Roman citizen. Additionally, he left a sum of money to Decimus Brutus, who was a former assistant of his. You probably also know that Brutus was one of the murderers of Julius Caesar. So what happens when you leave money to someone who turns out to be your murderer? Well, you'll get the lawyer's favorite answer, which is it depends. Many jurisdictions these days have what is known as the slayer rule, in that someone who slays you cannot inherit from you. He also left some money to Mark Antony, who was a loyal general to Julius. This part is interesting because of what would happen following Julius's death. In Julius's will, he adopted a person named Octavius. Octavius happened to be his great-nephew, but the intention here would be that Octavius would be the successor to the imperial throne of Rome. But this wouldn't come easy for Octavius, as he would have to defend this claim by winning a civil war against, you may have guessed it, Mark Antony. But Julius's ultimate goal with his last will and testament was that it reflected his desire to leave a lasting legacy, something we can all learn from today. That's really all we have to talk about today. If you've watched our videos for any amount of time, then you know what we do is we help people plan their estates. To do that, we've created a book called Estate Planning for the Modern Family. You're going to want to get a copy of this book, so I'm putting a link in the description below so you can order it online. It will tell you all about wills, trusts, powers of attorney, and the probate process. It also comes with a bonus. The bonus is if you have trouble sleeping at night, you can read it and it will get you right to sleep, so make sure you read it in the morning. If you want to learn a little bit more about the firm or maybe schedule a free consultation for yourself, give us a call at 678-809-4922. That's 678-809-4922. I'm also putting a link in the description below so you can reach out to us to schedule that free consultation. All right, that's all we have for today. Make sure you subscribe to the channel because we put out new videos almost every day. And make sure you hit the like button because, hey, every like helps.